True. All right. Can I have somebody get the lights off in the back, please? You are going to be doing some talking during this time. I'm going to have 3 different things that we're doing. They'll be timed. I want you to use all of the minutes you have. If you're not sure what to do, please let me know. The first thing you're going to do is take turns reading out loud to your partner. Everyone is going to read. In fact, Addie, if you want to come up here with Cammie, that'll work. A lot of times, that's all you do for history, is run your eyeballs over the words. Yep. I know this about you. I've done it myself. And sometimes that's appropriate, but most of the time it's not. And I think one of the biggest problems that we have, Phoenix, if you could swivel this way while I'm talking, that would be great. One of the biggest problems we have is we think that we are using our time very well. Will? Yeah. When we work quickly, we check it off, we read it. But I'm not here to tell you that every time you read a textbook, you have to do all of this. But I am here for you to think about, how does investing this time at the reading end save me time later? Because I don't necessarily need for you to study more. I just need for you to study better. And so do you. And you've got years of studying. So let's learn how to do it better. Then you have choices. What's going to work? So I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. You and your partner take turn reading it out loud. During this time, nobody is making marks on the paper at all. Okay? You may begin. 10 minutes, please. Take turns. Do you need a regular pencil? You need a regular pencil and colored pencils.
Oh, then yes, I do need a regular. I took Savannah.
You need a regular pencil. I should hear you reading.
Okay, I'll read. No, I'm gonna read.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Got a regular pencil.
The accountability to it. Therefore, the freedom that belongs to the led to certain fear and private.
Give mine back, please. You sure I get these 2 back? You need 4 colors. Be sure I get that one back, okay? Those are pretty close to each other, too. I'll take a green instead. Make sure I get those 2 back.
How was that sharpened?
You can sharpen it when it's time.
Their departure pressure to retrain checks and balances on the king's power.
Can I get that one back when you're done?
In addition,
Let's try not to use the highlighters, okay? They're not very forgiving if you mess up. And just make sure I get these all back, okay? Those are not very...
modify the existing system and spread the Enlightenment ideals.
Make sure I get that one back, please. Can you make sure I get that one? Oh, you got 4 colors. These aren't very forgiving. I'd rather that you use pencil. Maybe one more.
XIV is 14, right?
You have 3. You need 4th color, so pick one more and then make sure I get it back.
Let's do this one.
So we already have a purple.
Oh, that's blue though.
It's more.
Let's do pink.
Or green, pink or green. Yep. Pick one more. Make sure I get it back though. You need 4 colors.
Oh.
'Let's read both sides. Both sides. Did you read both sides? You need to be listening.
Middle class. Middle class. French kings had something.
French Kings is by 1787. States General.
However, after this period, they so reasserted that right and allowed the major freedom.
After much delay, political body was the authority for reform
Their economic condition of France was 1689.
First assembly was held
Good. Did you read the boxes too?
Yeah.
And the pictures? And the pictures? If there were a quiz question, whose picture was on the top of the page, you would say, oh, nice job. Which estate had most people in it?
The third estate.
1776-year-old Louis married.
Whose pictures were on the bottom?
Mary something. And Louis the 14th or something like
The
that.
Louis, a Mary and a Louis, Marie Antoinette, and Louis the, that would be 16,
Oh, 16.
right? XVI.
assembly for
Ready? Did you notice whose pictures are on the bottom?
Louis the 14th.
And Mary.
Marie Antoinette. Good. Whose pictures on the front? Nice. Which estate has the most people in it?
Second estate.
You're ready. Double check to make sure you've read the pictures and the diagrams too. Good idea. All right. Thank you. Quiet, please. Shh. You've done phase 1. Without anybody else seeing your vote on, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being, I could take the quiz right now and ace it, no problem. And 4 being, I'm pretty good, but I'm probably going to have to review some of these terms. And 1 being, I have no idea what I just read. Very quietly down here where nobody else can see it, show me your self-rating. Down here where nobody can see it.
Oh,
Nobody can see it. Shh. Okay, all right, thank you. Now we're going to go to phase 2. So far, you've taken about 5 minutes per page to read out loud, and that's a pretty good investment in a quiz grade. Excuse me? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick out what is important about this. Now, one of the reasons this is a good idea is the sorting that you have to do in your brain to pick an important thing is what sticks it in your brain better than rote memory. So this is a sneaky trick to get your brain to sort things. What kinds of things do you think, if you were Mr. Felber, you might pull out? Not what details, but what kinds of things? You might pick somebody. Love the way you wait to be called on. Nice job, Caleb. No, it wasn't Caleb. It was Cyrus, wasn't it? Sorry, Maddie. Those so big terms, right? Obviously, the bold terms are fair game. Oops, my sleeve is getting creative. Cyrus? Good. Things, times that things happened. Phoenix? That would be a big term, yep. Try to listen. Gideon? Correct, because sometimes the place is really important. Those are most of the things that I had. I had one called lists. If I were Mr. Felber, I would say, what are 3 reasons that the French Revolution happened? You could look in your text and go, oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Those should be a different color. Because you think about things differently when you realize, oh, yeah, that is one of 3 important points. So here's what we're going to do. You each have different colors. So I would like for you in your pencil to write down these 5 things in this space on your paper. Write down those 5 categories, and then I'm going to ask you to choose. Are you listening? I'm going to ask you to choose a color that you have for each one of those. So you might say that this one is your orange, this one is your blue. I don't know. Each of yours is going to look different because you have different colors. You must copy these 5 categories. You must choose a color. Copy and write a color. Copy. Copy. Yeah, good. And then choose a color and write it down. Or you can put the blob of the color right beside it instead of writing out that color. That's perfectly fine. When you're finished, I want to see everybody's hands on the table. When your group is done, 4 hands down, quietly. You need more? I don't remember where I stuck them. Okay. Trade with somebody. I have a whole big bucket. I don't know what I did with it.
Here's 2. These are my spills.
Make sure I get them back. You need one or not? Shh. Don't worry about getting perfectly sharpened. Just get it sharpened enough to use it, please. All right. Please listen. Need to stop sharpening while I talk. Thanks for listening. Good job. I'm not going to make everybody wait for you to get your pencils perfect. So here's the deal. You have 10 minutes to find and color code people, terms, dates, places, and lists. Go. Work together, please. I should hear discussions about what you're choosing. I prefer that you not use the highlighter. It's not very forgiving if you mess up. So just use it for one color and use the others for this, please. You might have to change that one. I asked you not to use highlighters earlier. Did you miss that? I said when I brought pencils to you that highlighters were not very forgiving and I prefer that you use pencils. I am going to ask you to defend what you colored. So when I ask who colored something blue, you should have a reason.
Look down as like philosophers and
Yes, absolutely. We're working together, please. This is not a one person does, one person doesn't job. You propose it, you talk about it. Is that a person? Yep, let's go with that color. Is that a place? Yep, let's go with that color. I should hear conversation, please. Are you working together? I asked you not to use markers. Remember that? Are we stubborn today or what? You and Maddie are in the stubborn club today. Yeah, it's beautiful, but it is not forgiving. If you make a mistake, you're stuck and it's really hard to come back from it. Easily erase.
Can I get a different one?
What color do you want?
No, I mean a page.
Oh, sure. Thank you. You sure you're taking turns?
We do people, and then that like it has a term next to it. Do we highlight
I
that?
would do a different color. That's why highlighters don't mix very well, but colored pencils would. Because certainly sometimes people get involved with the philosophies. You're right.
So like for like this
Something
one,
might be underlined in one color and highlighted with another. That's perfectly fine. You can have 2 categories for the same thing sometimes.
Okay. So like if I, because it says like the Church of Rome taught its followers to submit to papal authority. So what would I highlight followers and then underline?
So I think maybe you're getting too far into the detail. And basically, with people, we want things that might end up on a quiz. Is he going to
Okay.
say who are the followers? Maybe, but probably not.
But I feel like he'd say, "What did the followers do?" And they submit.
Well, my problem is that you have 6 minutes to get all the categories, so you might not want to spend all your time on one category. You working?
Just find people. I found 3 or 4 people.
There aren't that many people. Go on to terms. Go on to lists. You're fine. You guys got everything done?
Oh, wait, there's a date that I missed.
You don't just do one category. You do all the categories, right? You have 6 minutes left to get all 5 categories as complete as you can. Try not to get too tangled up in itty bitty stuff and get the big picture.
Okay, Mitch is France somewhere.
Be sure you're both getting a chance to read it, okay? Did you just really want that? About halfway through your time. Are you halfway through your terms? I think if I were Anna, I would feel like I couldn't read what you're doing because you're so squished over on the side. Happy to help. Did you break my pencil, really?
No, it's
That's mine.
It's
My pencil.
What is it with you and pencils? They are nemesis, sworn enemy.
Is a political representative person.
Could be.
Oh, I think that was on the other side.
and then lists.
Look at the headers. Intent. What are the headers? The part that's in bold. That's one. What does this say? And then look at the bolding under the reasons.
So what I highlight that. And
Whatever
then I would
color.
go down there.
Look at your reasons. I will put a number beside it. Number 1. Whatever color your list is.
And then look for something that goes along with that
Yep.
line.
Turn the page. See what you got.
Social.
Look at this bold. See if there's another bold heading like this on the other page.
Economic. Political. So are those what the list is? Oh, okay.
It will often be true of headers in textbooks.
What would we do for this?
Well, I would look at the headers and see if you see anything about those bold terms. See if they look like they go together somehow.
Thursday, Grace is covering for you. Friday, Elaine is covering for
Okay.
you. So I'm going to resend that.
Okay.
But she's over here. You guys want to connect sometime.
Thank you. 3 minutes. How we doing?
For like a list, she's wondering if we could just make a box.
Like around the.
Okay.
Sure, or maybe a bracket on the side of it.
Oh,
Either
yeah,
way.
right.
Oh no. What will Gideon do without you? Just be sure you're ready for your history notebook check tomorrow and your planner and all that good stuff. How you doing? Excuse me? 2 minutes. How we doing? You working together? Because I don't think shut up sounds like partner work
Oh, sorry.
at all.
Well, it's sarcastic.
Just saying. Yeah, don't. You guys working together?
Yep.
I don't hear you talking. I only see one person reading. That's not working together. That's alternating.
They pretty much just found them all.
Really?
Or, yeah.
Really? You got a minute left. Is that how you want to spend it, buddy? You got a minute left. Is that how you're going to spend it? Andrew, what you doing? You think you're finished?
Yeah, I think we are.
Really?
Remember
I
lists.
highlighted a whole lot more than
Remember
that.
lists.
Well, look at the headers on the textbook and see if you see anything that looks like it might be a list.
So say that like I don't know, you already underlined like Voltaire and it was like somewhere else in the list. Do we underline it all?
Sure.
Or
Up to you.
I'm just gonna underline it once because I don't. We already underlined it.
Except that you might want to be able to easily see, oh yeah, there's more about that same guy, same color. Might be helpful. About a minute.
Oh, well, we're done, right? Yeah.
Found them all?
I don't know. I think so. I found them all.
I did some.
All right, here we go. Thank you. Put your pencils down. If you need to put your hands somewhere so they're not distracting, put them down, Will. Thank you. I don't have much time for this next part, so I'd like you to focus on really listening and not talking unless you're called on. Okay? Without anybody else seeing your hands, with the 10 minutes you spent rereading, categorizing with a partner, what would you say is your prep feeling for your quiz if you were going to take it right now? Out of 5, 1 out of 5. 5 being I'm ready right now, 4 being a little more prep, 1 being I still don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, good. So put those down. Now tell me with a raise of hand, it's better or worse than it was? Well, that can't be worse. We're not going there. You think it is probably better now than it was when you just read it out loud? You? Okay, if you've done it right, that should be true. If it's not true, then you didn't do it right. Okay? All right, listen up. I would like for you quietly, I'm going to call on each person, each table, to give me one thing they found, and I'm going to let it up to you. You can tell me that you found a person and tell me the name of the person or group. I'm going to say, what did you find? You say, oh, I found this term. Tell me the term. You can say, oh, I found this date. Tell me the date, etc. You get to pick the thing that you found. Here's the trick. I'm going to ask you, without looking at your paper, to tell me something about it. So if you chose Voltaire, you're going to have to say he was a writer during this period who really influenced people into thinking that they had a right to have no authority over them. Something like that. In whose words? Your words. You're not reading. You're going to tell me, and you're going to cover. I'm going to let the first 3 people be volunteers, and then I'm picking on you. So who would like to volunteer? You have an idea. You know something about it. You're happy to share it. Maddie. Louis the 16th. Okay, Marie Antoinette, King and Queen. What else about them was interesting? They were bad at leading, right? Were they old, young? They were very young. They were not too much older than you. Yep. Weird, weird, weird. Nice job. Good job on the people. Maddie. Phoenix, what you got? Yep. right? He inherited a mess and he made it messier. Nice. There's 2 people. I need somebody who's going to find something besides people this time. Volunteer. Reese?
The first estate was made of archbishops and bishops. It had around 10,000 people in it.
Right? All church people. All you had to do was get yourself a job at the church and you had it made in the shade. Actually, you had to get appointed to the job. You couldn't just go out and get it. But yes, they were very, very, very rich, very powerful. Usually a bad combination for people who are telling you what God says, because they get confused and start saying what they want to say instead of what God said. Give me another one. So that's I forgot what you said. Yep. Okay. You got a term. Something got a date, a place, or a list. This is my last volunteer. Then I'm calling on you.
By 1787, the French government came up against economic crisis.
Yeah, they had a big fat crisis in 87. It was so bad that they actually had to call in the group that nobody wants to call in to solve it. And from there it went, whoops, downhill. Whoops. Ah! Bad sleeve for today's work. Shoo! A place or a list now. Whoop, I'll let you still choose. Well, here, what did you choose? And what was it? You chose what's your topic you're going to share? Place, what place was it? And Versailles, what do you know about it? It was a palace and it was at Versailles. Yes, what else about it? I've been to this palace.
Wow.
It still looks just like it, pretty much like it did when he was there, and everything in the world is covered in gold. If there's a chandelier, it's gold. If there's a clock, it's gold. If there's wallpaper, it's gold. Everything is covered with gold. All right, good. That's a place. What did you choose?
Does it have to be a list? Or the third estate is what had French and men and women, and it contained the middle classes.
Right, everybody except the rulers, either the nobility or the priests. It's like 98% of the people. That's a term, okay? What are you choosing? No. That'd be us, peeps. Yep. Matthew, what are you choosing? Okay.
Louis XV had a brain prince restored during the 17th century's war.
How's that a list? It's a good fact. Who found a list? How did you find the list?
Isn't it all the estates?
Okay, the estates would be one list. Did you put those in your list color?
Yeah.
First, second, third estates, that's a list. Who found another list? Maddie? Very good. You could have listed all of the people in the third estate or the second estate or the first estate. Nice. Who else found a list?
Social discrimination, economic collapse, and political.
Good. Now explain how you know that's a list that's important.
They're all like, I can't remember.
Look at the header above the header.
They're all reasons for revolution.
Right. So everybody look at me. This is the hardest thing to do when you're reading along because it doesn't occur in your normal reading. When it says chapter 10 at the beginning of the chapter for Charlotte's Web, it doesn't mean anything. But when you have words that are headers in your textbook, they mean something. Reasons for the French Revolution, and the next 3 bold things have a big header over this paragraph, a header, and a header. Those 3 reasons are important. Please notice what the textbook people have done to help you figure out important lists. If I were Mr. Felber, I would be asking, name 2 reasons for the French Revolution, and I would expect 2 of those 3 headers to come out of your paper. All right, we have actually, we're out of time right now, so we're going to stop right here. Now, you have got your homework for history done for Thursday, pretty much. Maybe a little brush up. You are welcome to take these notes with you. You don't have to. It's the same thing as your textbook. I love the way that Anna's not talking. Good job. Thank you. It's not your chat time yet. I'm going to ask you to leave my colored pencils on the desk. Take yours with you. If you don't want the paper, take it with you and throw it away. Tomorrow, your planner must be done. Excuse me. Planner done at the beginning of class. History notebook ready to check at the beginning of class. And locker ready to check during class. Bring your Chromebook for Moby Max. We will be putting in extra minutes because we didn't have time today. All right? Make sure you pick up all your stuff on the floor. If you have to go get your backpacks, you are excused to do that. I need someone to walk around and pick up the colored pencils for me so I can put them back in my bag. Thank you. I'm going to have somebody want to walk around and pick these up. Thank you, Cyrus.
I was gonna go.